Welcome all of you to the online class of biology. Today in this video we are going to study about the chapter 2, that is biological classification. So from ancient time itself, attempts were there to classify the living organisms because it is not easy for anyone to study each and every organism separately. So if you classify, it will be more easy for one to study the characteristic features of organisms. Okay, and there were different criteria for classifying organisms, and it was Aristotle who made the earliest attempt to classify the organisms in a scientific way. Okay, so he used simple morphological characters. Morphological characters means what? The characters which can be seen externally. External characters are called what? Morphological characters. So depends on the morphological characters. Aristotle has classified plants into trees, shrubs, herbs, etc. Okay, and he also classified the animals into two groups on the basis of the color of the blood. Okay, so those who are having red blood and those animals which are not having the red blood. So on that basis. Okay, and in Linnaeus time, have you heard about Linnaeus? Yes, we have studied Linnaeus when studied the binomial nomenclature. He introduced the binomial nomenclature, isn't it? So he proposed a system of classification known as two kingdom system of classification, in which he has made two different kingdom, that is kingdom Plantae and Animalia. And this system of classification was used till very recently. But there were some problems in this system of classification, that is eukaryotes. Do you know what is eukaryotes? The organism, the cells which are not having a well organized nucleus is called what? The organisms which are having a well organized nucleus are known as what? Eukaryotes. And those organisms whose cells are not having a well organized nucleus is called what? Prokaryotes. So eukaryotes and prokaryotes, there were no separation among them. Okay, then unicellular and multicellular organisms, they were also placed in the same group. Then photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organisms, all this were placed in the same group. Okay, so there were no what difference among all this type of organisms. Okay, so till now this two kingdom classification, still recently this classification system was used. So later on it was found that some more characters, criteria should be included to understand or to classify the organism. So this classifications mainly based on the what morphology. So in addition to that, some other features like cell structure, nature of wall, mode of nutrition, okay, habitat, methods of reproduction, evolutionary relationship, all this should be considered for classifying the organisms. Okay, so there were different attempts, okay, were made. Different attempts were made to classify the organisms considering all these characters. Okay, so even though the various scientists tried, the number and nature of kingdoms were always getting changed. Okay, so the concept of kingdom were changed by different scientists and different at different times. Okay, now another scientist known as R.H. Whittaker. Okay, R.H. Whittaker proposed a classification system which is known as the five kingdom classification. And according to this five kingdom classification, The kingdoms were named as Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Likewise, 5 different kingdoms were proposed by R.H. Whittaker. Okay, so the main criteria used by him was the cell structure. Okay, then thallus organization. What do you mean by thallus? Undifferentiated plant body. Okay, body of organism is known as what? Thallus organization. For example, algae. Have you heard about algae? So many of the algae, you cannot see which part is the leaf, which part is the stem, root. Likewise, no differentiation is there. They are having a simple organization. Okay, so that kind of undifferentiated body is known as what? Thallus. So thallus organization. Then mode of nutrition means whether they are autotrophic or heterotrophic. Clear? Then reproduction and phylogenetic relationships. So these all criteria were taken into consideration while classifying the organisms by R.H. Whittaker. Okay, so if you analyze this, you can see that, okay, Monerans, they are having what? Characters like their cell is prokaryotic, they are having a non-cellular cell wall which is different from other type of cell walls of plants. Okay, nucleus is absent, body organization is cellular, they are having cells only, there is no tissue. Then mode of nutrition can be autotrophic or heterotrophic. Clear? So likewise, different characters you can see when you study the when you analyze the kingdom Monera. Okay, then if we study the Protista, okay, the characters are their cell is always eukaryotic. Okay, and cell wall is present in some forms and it is absent in some other forms. Nuclear membrane is present, they are eukaryotic, so obviously nuclear membrane will be there. Then body organization is cellular. Okay, and the mode of nutrition can be autotrophic or heterotrophic. Okay, the next kingdom is kingdom Fungi. So in that you can see that the organisms are eukaryotic. Then the cell wall is present, but it is different from what the plant's cell wall. It is having a special substance known as chitin. Then the nuclear membrane is present, they are having multicellular or loose tissue level of organization, their body organization is like that. Okay, then they are heterotrophic or strictly, they are heterotrophic strictly, either they will be saprophytic or parasitic in that. Okay, then kingdom Plantae. If you see the kingdom Plantae, their cells are eukaryotic. Okay, cell wall is present and which is cellulosic. Then nuclear membrane is present in them. Tissue or organ level of organization you can see, and they are strictly autotrophic. Okay, then Animalia, kingdom Animalia, if you consider, they are strictly eukaryotic. Then cell wall strictly it will be absent. We have studied, when you studied the cell of animals and plants, animal cells never have cell wall, isn't it? Cell nuclear membrane is present. Then in different organisms you can see sometimes tissue level of organization, organ level of organization, or organ system level of organization, and they are also heterotrophic, mainly holozoic, and sometimes saprophytic also you can find. Understood? So these are what different kingdoms on the basis of what various characters he has studied. Clear? Okay, so let's see 5 kingdom classification to understand the issues and consideration that influenced the classification system. So before means in earlier classification, like 2 kingdom classification, you can see that bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, ferns, all this were coming under plants. Why all of them came under the same group? Because the criteria taken was cell wall, the presence of cell wall. So on that basis, okay, all these groups together came in one group, that is kingdom plant. Okay, but you can see that fungi is different, bacteria is different, mosses and ferns are all different, isn't it? So all these different groups, even bacteria is having only what prokaryotic cells. Still this prokaryotic bacteria and blue green algae, they also came along with eukaryotic organisms. And then unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms, they also came together. For example, Chlamydomonas, okay, that is one kind of algae. Spirogyra, they were placed under algae, and what they couldn't, okay, differentiate the mode of means fungi is strictly heterotrophic, but they came along with autotrophic green plants. Why? Because only considering the cell wall, okay, as the criteria for presence of cell wall. If you take taking into consideration, that will all come together, okay. So but when we analyze, the cell walls of fungi and plants are entirely different. Clear? So for fungus, all the fungus which are having cell wall, which is having a special material known as chitin. Okay, so chitin, as it is there in their cell walls, which is different from the plant cells, and a new kingdom was formulated for them. Okay, that is kingdom fungi. And all prokaryotic organisms, they were grouped together under a kingdom that is known as kingdom Monera. And unicellular eukaryotic organisms, unicellular and eukaryotic organisms were placed under a kingdom known as kingdom Protista. So kingdom Protista brought all the unicellular eukaryotic organisms, okay, in one group. So for example, Chlamydomonas, Chlorella, etc. were placed in plant kingdom, okay, because they are having chlorophylls in them. Understood? But this unicellular and eukaryotic cells, along with other heterotrophic ones like Paramecium, amoeba, etc., they were placed under animal kingdom in two kingdom classification. Understood? So all this were brought together in a kingdom known as kingdom Protista. Okay? So this happens because the criteria for classification is changed. And this, so you cannot strictly say that what this will not change again in future also. As the criteria get changed, what happens, the classification or the organisms also will move from one group to the other group. Okay, then an attempt also has been made to evolve a classification system which reflects not only the morphological and physiological and reproductive similarities, but also phylogenetic. Phylogenetic means evolutionary relationships. Okay, so when we consider only the morphological, physiological, reproductive characters, etc., okay, sometimes what happen, different organisms may come together in same group. Okay, so attempts are made to involve what also, the kind of evolutionary relationship, means the lowermost evolved each systems according to their the development or their complexity. Okay, so how nervous system is present in this particular organism, okay, what kind of how much it is evolved, or how much circulatory system is evolved. So how they are related to the lower groups and the higher groups. Likewise, the evolutionary relationships also were considered for what the classification. Okay, so not only taking the morphological, physiological and reproductive similarities, but attempts are made to include what also phylogenetic, that is the evolutionary relationships. Clear? So in this chapter we are going to study in detail about the 5 kingdom classification proposed by Whittaker. Okay, and I told there are 5 kingdoms, and among those 3 kingdoms we will study in detail in this chapter. So let's continue this in the next video. Thank you.